It's hard to believe that the professional you hired to help you sell your house might be also the reason you're struggling to sell. Now, hopefully, you're seeing this before your house is on the market. So, I'm just going to run through a couple of things that came to mind just off the top of my head. It's certainly not an exhaustive list by any means. And then, towards the end, I'm going to tell you what to look for to try to avoid this problem in the future. Real quick, I'm Erica Carlson with Bricks Real Estate. I'm going into my 9th year this summer selling real estate locally in the Twin Cities. So, let's dig into it. This first one is really unusual, but very interesting. I think we could think of variations of this. I've been working with a buyer. We set up a tour to see 5 properties, and all of a sudden I get a cancellation from the agent telling me that there is an open house at the same time we're going to go see the property. Therefore, we can't go to said property. We need to reschedule, which was not convenient for any of us. While I'm not accustomed to seeing that decline, the general rule of thumb is we do not decline showings unless we absolutely have to. In my humble opinion, holding an open house is not a reason you would decline a viable, approved buyer to not see your property. Of course, we can go anyway as an open house. So that was kind of unusual. Just throwing it out there that stuff like that can happen. If you are the seller, again, don't decline. Number 2 reason is lockboxes. I know you don't know, a part of what you're paying them for is to provide a lockbox or access into the property, but I have stories of times that we cannot access the house because the agent did not know what they're doing. See, there's these like fancier lock boxes that use Bluetooth technology, and there is a way to keep people out of the house after a certain time. But if you're allowing, let's say, showings till 8 p.m., you don't want your lockbox turning off at 7 p.m., as naturally the buyer's agent is struggling to get in the house. And then you want to think about things like wintertime, making people like, where are they going to park? How are they going to find the lockbox? Are they snow up to their knees? I can't tell you the curse words I've had under my breath as it's pouring rain. I'm forced to walk around the back of the house through mud and plants and spider webs to find a lockbox because they didn't put it in a very obvious place for whatever reason. Lockbox, access, lockbox, logic. We need to verify these things work not so easily. Obviously, anybody's breaking into your house, but we aren't going to try that hard. There's other houses to see. Third one, very hard for you to screen or know, but are they going to answer their phone when your house is on the market? If there is a buyer that has a question, if there is another agent that has a question, do they respond promptly to text messages, emails, and phone calls? Or are they so busy they don't have time to even help you answer basic questions? Again, you're hiring somebody to help you. You might as well sell it on your own if nobody's going to take the phone call. So that's very important. And the fourth one, this is pretty crazy to say this, but do you know if your agent actually understands the process of selling a house? I don't really have like examples on the listing side, but on the buying side, I have seen some really crazy contracts over the years. I've heard some really crazy comments, and I think you need to verify, feel confident that person knows what they're doing. Just asking your friend to be your realtor, and then, I don't know, they started a minute ago, they have no mentor to help them. I mean, again, it's going to be a little hard for you to screen some of these things I've mentioned today, but you certainly can try. So let's talk about the things you should be looking for before you choose a realtor, whether it's on your buy side or your sell side. This matters. The first one is reviews and testimonials. Do they exist? Can you find them? When you Google them, what comes up? Nothing? That's a red flag. That either means they've just started or they don't think it's an important part of the process. It's not that testimonials can't be fake. We all know fake testimonials exist, but if there's one with a 1 star, if there's hundreds of them, I mean, that's sort of validating your experience. Compare it to another realtor. What's normal? How many other realtors have testimonials? Honestly, it's a big one. And then how many companies come up on that person's name? Can you even track what current brokerage they're at? Or is it, I don't know, pulling all over? Now, I'm not trying to hold that against anybody who, like, let's say, moved from another state and they're starting their business over. There's going to be things like that have to be considered, but hopefully you know that person well enough that you can put 2 and 2 together. How you find your agent matters too. Was it referred from a friend or family member who like actually knows that they're good at their job? Is it just somebody like you clicked a portal button online and this is the first person who showed up and now you feel like you're obligated to use them? I get business that way too. It doesn't mean I'm a bad realtor, but what are they giving you to show you that they know what they're doing? Or are you just using the person that's standing in front of you? That's not necessarily going to be your best plan. And lastly, you can interview people. People are making money doing this job, and you need to have the best. I don't mean like a formal interview. Like, you don't have to have like necessarily questions prepared, things like that. Just sit down and meet this person and see if they know what they're talking about. See if they're bringing you some value. Are they telling you some things you didn't already know? Are you going to trust them with this experience, or does it seem like they're kind of struggling through it? Again, all people have to start somewhere. This does not obligate us to use somebody who has no experience, doesn't seem to know what they're talking about. That if it's not going well in a basic phone call, a Zoom meeting, in-person meeting, like, you might want to slow things down and think about interviewing somebody else before you commit. I certainly hope this was helpful. I'm around if you have any questions about the process, and maybe I'll make another video for the buyer's side when I get a chance.